Test, test. Oh, there. the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance. Good evening. Welcome to our October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight for contracts. So to start tonight, we'll first start off with the meeting minutes. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance. Good evening. Welcome to our October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight for contracts. So to start tonight, we'll first start off with the meeting minutes. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to our October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
So to start tonight, we'll first start off with the minutes. Up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations. So to start tonight, we'll first start off with the
talk
up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations.
Right now, so
Start tonight, we'll
looked
first
at.
start off with the
Talk
up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations.
right now, so
Start tonight, we'll
looked
first
at.
start off with the up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations.
right now, so
Start tonight, we'll
looked
first
at.
start off with the up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations. Start tonight, we'll first start up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations. Start tonight, we'll first start up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations. Start tonight, we'll first start up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations. Start tonight, we'll first start up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations. Start tonight, we'll first start up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations. Start tonight, we'll first start up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations. Start tonight, we'll first start up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations. Start tonight, we'll first start up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations. Start tonight, we'll first start up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening. Welcome to committee reports. October meeting. We did have a brief executive session beforehand tonight.
I deserve it.
Start first with the finance and operations. Start tonight, we'll first start up next. All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to work.
Good evening.
The curriculum committee met, spoke about the recent activities day, took the
Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
how not to vote.
promise
Meeting report.
The curriculum committee met, spoke about the recent activities day, took the
Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to vote.
Meeting report.
survey. The curriculum committee met, spoke about the recent activities day, took the
Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to vote.
Meeting report.
cost of the district survey. The curriculum committee met, spoke about the recent activities day, took the
Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to vote.
Meeting report.
cost of the district survey. The curriculum committee met, spoke about the recent activities day, took the
Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to vote.
Meeting report.
cost of the district survey. The curriculum committee met, spoke about the recent activities day,
Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to vote.
Meeting report.
cost of the district survey. The curriculum committee met, spoke about the recent activities day,
Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to vote.
Meeting report.
Let me move my report down.
committee met, spoke about the recent
Yeah.
activities day.
I'm gonna jump to the next one.
Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to vote.
Meeting report.
Let me move my report down.
Committee met, spoke about the recent
Yeah.
activities
I'm gonna jump to the next one.
Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
How not to vote.
Meeting report.
Let me move my report down.
committee met, spoke about the recent
Yeah.
Will have to remind me of exactly the process that we need to follow. I know that these are due, we need to have these in by tomorrow, so can you just remind us on the process we need to follow this evening?
Yes, you just need to let me know who you want to select in each of those. Some of those only have one selection. There's one or two that do have, so you'll just need to let me know who you want, and I have to log in and vote for them for you. You should all have the sheet of the positions that are up in their bios. And
Sorry, yeah, I'm just looking at the actual selection process, like just how I'm trying to remember how we do this every year, but do we all collectively decide on individuals and then we make that selection?
yes.
Well, we all vote individually, right?
No, it's just one vote. As a group.
As a group.
As a
Okay,
group.
you submit
So
it.
you
As a
have to,
group.
yeah, you have to agree on who they
I
are.
need to let us know who we are. Ah, great. So we need to have, yes, hopefully you've all had a chance to look through. I'm just trying to figure out exactly which one of these we have to vote on, because it looks like I'm only seeing one person per individual position. If everyone is aligned, I suggest that this group of worthy candidates we put forward.
Yeah, I think it looks like the section E3 advisor, we had two. Am I reading that right? And then secretaries.
Sorry, where's that? Oh, I'm having a hard time flipping the pages tonight.
The section E3 advisor. So
So we have Andrew Klein or Roberta Marcus. both worthy candidates. I'm recommending that we put forward Mr. Klein, unless anyone has other thoughts on this.
I second that recommendation.
And, yeah. For some new perspective? Yes. That's,
Or are we the central section? Yeah, I don't know if we're the east section, right? It says only section E votes for that.
oh,
Are we
right.
the central?
Do you know?
So I don't think we vote for that.
All right, so, presuming that we do not vote for that one and all the rest of them have a single candidate being put forward, I'm proposing that we support the candidates that have been put forward for those sections. They are
So
all
moved.
candidates that are worthy of that, so
Sound good?
thank you.
Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah.
And Christine, if you find you need anything else from us after that, just
Yeah,
follow back
I'm
up with us.
glad to bring you down that winding path that we got a resolution on.
All right, next, Mr. Bear, over to you for your report.
You're on.
We have one assessment appeal I'm trying to resolve, and I'll hopefully report to you next meeting I have two more that have started. I have several personnel matters that I'm working on, which I'll report to when they're, I guess when the time comes. So that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett. So next, that brings us to visitor comments for board action items. Do we have any visitor comments tonight for the board action items?
Probably not on action items, but at the end you have a chance. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
You gotta be, towards the end, we'll have one more comment section. We'll let you know. Yep, no problem. All right, next, do we have a motion and a second for financial business?
So moved.
Second. Okay. So we have our normal bills, general fund checks, cafeteria bills, earned income tax report, secretary treasurer report. We have one real estate tax assessment refund, and then our high school student activity report. Dr. Sage, anything you want to summarize for any of those items? Pretty straightforward.
No, these are very straightforward. I don't think we have anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Okay, Christine?
Mrs. Smart,
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick,
Yes.
Mr. Owen,
Yes.
and Mr. Rude.
Yes.
Okay, next, do we have a motion and a second for personnel?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a few personnel items. We have three support contracts, one supplemental contract for the WOLA instructor at the elementary level. We have one student position for a student custodian, and then we have 4 athletic volunteers. Any questions from the board on those items? Okay, Christine?
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick, Mr. Owen,
Yes.
Mr. Rude,
Yes.
and Mrs. Smart.
Yes.
Okay, next, motion and a second for contracts and agreements.
So moved. Second.
Okay, thank you. So we have several here. So we have the clinical education experience agreement with Misericordia University. We have the NTC social worker contract for the school year. We have the main link letter of agreement for the 2025 to 2030 school years. The McClure Company planned maintenance agreement for the 2025 to 2030 school years. Our Northern Tier Regional Planning and Development Commission MOU for this school year. And then we also have our 2 contracts, one for the AAEA collective bargaining agreement and one for the AAESPA. So that's for our teachers and our support staff contracts. The first being a 4-year contract from 2025 through 2029, so that's for the teacher's contract, and then 2025 through 2030 for the support staff contract.
We have-
Dr. Stage, anything you want to add on any of those?
Just a real quick summary. The clinical education experience is just for school psychologists to come in and do like internships and student teaching type things. So we just have an agreement with Ms. Recordia to do that. We had to update the NTC social worker contract with new rates because they hired somebody with a different degree level. The main link is just a partnership that provides more supportive services for our students at no cost. The McClure Company planned maintenance, this is for the basics, just making sure all of our HVAC stuff stays up to date, cleaned, and moving. Summarizing it pretty succinctly. The Northern Tier Regional Planning Development Commission, that is for our career coach. PD Act 338, Chapter 338 requires us to do several components to career education, and the career coaches help us collect all that evidence and artifacts that are required by the Pennsylvania Department of Education. 1 day is free. We pay for the additional 2 or 3 days. The person's excellent, and I think that grant is ending this year, so we might have to think otherwise for next year, because that's partially grant funded. If you want me to talk collectively about the bargaining agreements, I do want to thank both parties for working amicably together on both of these agreements. I think it went quicker than I anticipated, and I think quicker than we've done in the past. The collective bargaining agreement for teachers, it's a 4-year agreement. I think the first year is 3.5, and then it goes down 0.1% over the 4 years. There is an increase in healthcare contributions, a small increase to the tuition cap, some language changes that were beneficial to the administrative side of things and to the members. I think that pretty much just kind of ticks all the boxes. There's some daily rate increases for per diem or hourly rates. For the support staff, we'll see a pretty big increase in their hourly rate. $1.50 I think is where we're going to start. We're raising the starting salaries up. That's a 5-year agreement. Again, they're also contributing more to the healthcare and a couple other language changes, but generally that's the big ticket items.
Thank you, Dr. Stage.
I have one clarification. On the McClure Company contract, that is actually just a 1-year contract.
Yeah,
good
I'm
point.
sorry.
And it does state that I think you had stated it was 5 years.
Yeah, that is my fault.
So we want to make sure we state 1 year only. That's a reoccurring. We've done that year to year. But
Yeah,
that contract
we
is
have,
only
and
for
I
1 year.
apologize for that.
Yeah, good catch, thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any other questions from the board on those several contracts? Okay, Christine?
Mr. Frisbee?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick? Mr. Owen?
Yes.
Mr. Rude?
Yes.
Mrs. Smart?
Yes.
And Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Okay, next do we have a motion and a second for policies?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so per Mrs. Smart's update earlier, we're going to strike A, C, and D off the list, so tonight we're just voting on B, E, F, and G, and we're voting to move all these to second read for next meeting. Did I
Correct.
capture that correctly?
Correct.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So any questions on those policies? Okay, Christine?
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick? Mr. Owen?
Yes.
Mr. Rude?
Yes.
Mrs. Smart?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
And Mr. Frisbee?
Yes.
Okay, next do we have a motion and a second for curriculum and instruction?
So moved. Second.
Okay, so we have 3 items here. First being a approval for a foreign exchange student to begin in January. Then we also have our Science Olympiad overnight trip request for December, as well as a girls' basketball overnight trip for December. Dr. Sage, anything to add to any of those?
Yeah, so the student exchange student, the foreign exchange student, just because of board policy, you guys need to approve that. The student has met all of the J1 visa requirements. We have all that documentation. I didn't want to include it for privacy reasons. And the student will be starting in January and is from Switzerland. Switzerland. And then in terms of the field trip requests, you'll notice that the majority of this is funded by the booster clubs.
For the foreign exchange student, what grade?
A high school senior,
Okay.
I believe.
Cool. questions from the board on those items? Okay, Christine?
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick?
Yes.
Mr. Owen?
Yes.
Mr. Rude?
Yes.
Mrs. Smart?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee?
Yes.
And Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Okay, next, do we have a motion and a second for transportation?
I actually have one question for that. Can I ask that question now?
We gotta have a motion and a second first, then go ahead.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Go with your
No.
question.
No.
Okay, just to have a couple clarifications on this, is this on the, are we on the bus contractor daily rates?
You
Is this
could-
what we're
You,
going on?
you can talk about that
Yep,
if you
yep,
want.
there's
There's
3 items
anything in
here, we
there,
got
yeah.
I can talk about that
Mhm,
then?
sure, yeah.
Okay, so just a clarification, everybody has their own wheelhouse, this obviously is mine. I'm concerned because years ago, we really had a good mentality of keeping our students as safe as possible. We made some vast improvements 10, 15 years ago to where we had moved getting out of the vans. It's statistically speaking, the vans are not a safe mode of transportation for students, period. Statistics state that it's safer on a school bus than any other vehicle out there. And if I'm looking at my numbers correctly, we only have 24 large buses in this school district. We have 18 vans hauling our students around at different locations around the school district. And we have 4 small buses. Can anybody explain to me why that is in this district? And if I'm looking at the daily rates on this per contractor, the rates really are not that much higher to have them in a much larger vehicle, yet it would also eliminate so many vans if we could use our transfinder that we have for routing to route these students in different areas and less vans are on the road. We already have an issue right now in this district getting drivers, but I see 18 vans driving around with capacity of 6 or less.
Yeah, and their daily rates are just as much as the buses. And I'll get you a more thorough answer. I'll speak upon what I know. If there is a van need, I do know that several times it was written into an IEP, and we're working that out. So over the last couple of years, they've kind of went up, and I do think between Mr. Mosier and some of the administrators, they're trying to work those back out of the IEPs to put them back on regular transportation. Some of these vans make runs to services, so out of district providers, so there's some need for those. But it's absolutely one of our priorities of getting that back down to a manageable number. I think it just exploded over a couple of years, and I think we have ticked them down because we were up to 25, and now we're down to 18. And that was just last year to this year. So, yep.
Yeah, because I'm seeing a lot of these vans are 2025s, 2019s, 2022s. They're still buying them, but again, if you look at that daily rate, we're paying as much for a van as we are a school bus.
Right. Yep.
And you can haul 72, 84 kids in these school buses, yet a van that hauls 6 students, we're
Right.
paying the same daily rate.
And the other challenge we're facing is, and just being completely honest, sometimes we have some bus drivers that just won't go up certain roads and requires us to do some special transportation in that situation too. So we're rerouting. I think that's one of our goals over the next 6 months is to do some work on that.
So it's something in 6 months we'll maybe see some changes.
You might see some changes, but more importantly, it'll be for the 26-27 year. We'll have kind of like what we did in 15, I think is when we went through that. Jason, we kind of had to sit down and go through the year and start off anew, and I think that's a priority, and I already know it's been discussed.
Thank you.
Vans are just, they just become a bugaboo.
Thank you, Dr. Stage.
Thank you. All right, so in this section, we have that item we just talked about, was the contractor daily rates. We also have some bus upgrades from Chambers, and we also have some additions to our drivers list for this school year. Any additional questions on those transportation items? Okay, Christine?
Mrs. Minnick?
Yes.
Mr. Owen?
Yes.
Mr. Rude?
Yes.
Mrs. Smart?
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
No.
And Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Okay, next we have nothing for buildings and grounds or other. Dr. Sage, would you like to do your report now, or would you like to wait till the very end?
No, I'll do mine now. I'll keep it brief. Homecoming weekend was fantastic. I want to thank Mr. Gabriel, Mr. McNeil, all the principals, and all of the teachers and volunteers to help make that a great weekend. The parade was amazing. Picked a great day to have it. It's always great to see our community come out and support our students in whole. You're going to see a lot of things happening in the next several weeks and months. I hope you guys get out and be visible. Fall sports is kind of winding down. Winter sports will be kicking up. We're starting to have concerts. We're going to have parent-teacher conferences coming right around the corner. One thing that I am pretty excited about is the National FFA Conference at the end of October. I will be traveling there to be a judge in the farm and agribusiness category. I'm very honored to be doing that. While I'm there, I'm going to hopefully see some of our kiddos while we're there and maybe connect with some alumni. Just so everyone's aware, I'm very thankful that we got two very big items off our plates, and that's the support staff and teachers contracts. Those things can have a significant impact on the culture and environment and how people feel in the district. It helps us get right back to work. We're refocused now. But the truth of the matter is, and this is just me, and this is not an opinion of this school board, so if you think I'm nuts, please think so. I am 100% convinced that public education is set up for failure. And I want you to think about that. We are not set up for success. And we're sitting here with no state budget, and maybe that's me being in my feels a little bit, but I think in the next several months you'll understand there's absolutely no way public schools can sustain themselves with the inflationary costs and just by taxing. It's impossible, and I will demonstrate that. We have increased our expenditures to the point where we couldn't even recoup that in a year's worth of tax increases. And that's where public education is set up to fail, where it always asks to do more. We're always being required to do more. We're not being funded to do those things. One thing we're talking about is, we went out several years ago and used our PCCD grant to go out and get SROs. It didn't fund all of them. It didn't fund all of it, but we felt it was a need. Even if we wanted to walk back, we can't, because that is now required. We have to have them now. Those types of things hurt us. We're not here to put a burden on our local taxpayers. That is just ridiculous to just squeeze a stone for more blood. But the simple fact of the matter is, public education, as it's funded, is destined to fail. And if you think that cyber charter schools aren't out there reaping the benefits, $504 a day is what one can spend on Facebook ads. $504 a day in Facebook ads is what they spent. I'm not saying cyber charter school is bad. I'm saying it's funded in a way that is meant to dry up public education, the bricks and mortars. It's a privatization of education. It's a for-profit institution. In fact, the article came out that cyber charter schools could be more successful if they weren't for-profit. We are not for-profit. We're going to be facing some tough times. Period. I'm done.
Thank you, Dr. Stage. All right, next we'll move on to our visitors' comments. We had at least one visitor comment, maybe? Yep. All right, so just as you're coming up, when you get to the microphone, if you could give your name, your township or borough that you represent, the organization you represent, and the subject matter.
Test.
And it is requested that you keep your comments to 3 minutes or less, and any comments relative to a private student or employee matter should be directed to Dr. Stage outside of the meeting.
Okay. My name is Peter Bolt. I'm from Athens Township. I represent myself, no organizations. So I just heard the superintendent talk about cyber charter schools. Well, that's exactly what's happening. So I come from homeschooling. I'm sorry, can you?
It's me.
Okay, so I come from homeschooling. Last year, we enrolled our oldest into public school. We did run into an issue in public school, but she has continued on. She's an excellent student, phenomenal grades, really, really great. We allowed our second and our third to enroll in public school this year. We have already pulled one out. I ran into issues the middle school. So she was doing what she needed to do. When bullying happened, she would report it. It was happening quite often. So she was in there quite often. And so often that she had reported child abuse in the home. Like, she was doing serious stuff. People were threatening to kill people on playgrounds. That's stuff that should be reported. And she was in the office so often that eventually got to the point where the administration in there were telling her that she's in there too much. She has to go. Like, she shouldn't be in there, which is a safety concern for me. Like, if kids are bullying, they should be told to speak up, speak out. So I am in that demographic that pulled my daughter from school and enrolled her in cyber charter school. Not her first option, but it was the option that came to play out from the school system. Not to say that everything's bad. My son's in NTCC, loves it, great time, everything's awesome. We did have an incident last year with my other daughter. So a protection plan was put into place. It did get violated early in the school year. I've spoken with the principal, and he's assured me that it won't happen again. There was another issue that I believe the superintendent and I have worked out as far as extracurricular activities. But, I mean, just on a whole, there seems to be some issues with safety concerns, at least that I've seen. But I'm also pretty protective of my children, so I like to make sure that things are happening the way they're supposed to. And I hope that everything continues to play out this year, and those protection policies are going to be adhered to and put into place, and we make sure everything continues on for the rest of the school year. But I thought your speech about cyber charter school was excellent, but unfortunately, there are reasons why people do pull their children out and go to those, not from advertisements, but from stuff that happens in the school itself. It's a different generation, it's not the same as when I went to school or when you went to school. Bullying happened then, it happens now, but the level of bullying and the extent of which children are willing to say things, and sometimes it's scary for a parent.
Thank you, Mr. Bolt.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Okay, next on the agenda, we have just our typical board communication informational items. No action required here, but we just have our summary of our transfers, Sunday facility use, some field trip requests, our enrollment numbers by month and by building. So next, do we have any board discussion items? I did have just one question. What's the timing of the next submission for PIAA headcount? Was that this fall or the next fall?
It's this fall. It's now.
So it's now.
We're in the window, end of the month. Yep.
And then it will change for next year. So we submit them now for next school year, the next 2 years.
So
Okay.
just so everyone's aware, yes, we submitted our numbers. Also, PIAA also adjusts their classifications. So they might raise or lower the numbers. So we have to wait until we submit our numbers and get notification from them if our classifications will change.
When do we get that notification? Is that typically springtime? Or?
Yeah,
That'll be soon?
no, it'll be by December.
Okay. Okay.
And just so you know, we had them reviewed by 3 people, one being the vice president of District 4.
And those numbers are for 9th, 10th, and 11th grade?
Yes.
Correct?
9th through 11th enrolled boys and girls, not counting private schools. But we do have to count the kids that go to the Career Center.
Right, that was a change.
That's the change, yep.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion items from the board? All right, so looking ahead, our next meeting is November 11th, right here, 7 o'clock, with committees ahead of time at 6:15. We do need a brief executive session afterwards for personnel items. So with that, do we have a motion and a second to adjourn? All right, thank you. Meeting adjourned, thank you.